In the world of nature, amazing things often happen. Sometimes they defy any logical explanation. A touching story about a cat and a tiger cub took place in a small mountain village. A man named Nikolai, who always loved animals, came across two abandoned babies. He simply couldn't leave them in trouble. Unexpectedly, Nikolai's cat became a foster mother to these tiger cubs. A few years later, she met the grown-up cubs. What happened next, and how did the animals react? Let's continue the story. The main character of this story, Nikolai, is a biologist and a specialist in nature conservation. He has spent his entire life working with wild animals and studying their natural habitats. He lives in a small house near the mountains with his family. Encounters with wild animals are nothing new to him. He has always enjoyed observing nature and the behavior of animals. Nikolai's wife and child shared his life's work. The family also had a beloved black cat named Mirka. She has a pleasant and affectionate personality and loves all the family members, especially the youngest. One summer day, Nikolai decided to spend time with his wife and child in nature. They all planned to visit the nearest forest. The idea of relaxing this way appealed to everyone. During the walk, Nikolai noticed something strange moving in the grass. As he approached, he saw two tiny, clearly hungry tiger cubs lying there. The cubs had obviously not eaten for a long time, as their bones were sticking out. There was no sign of their mother, and the cubs seemed frightened. Nikolai couldn't leave them in trouble, as they would surely die without help. His wife and child supported his decision. The man picked up the cubs and carried them home, as leaving them in the forest was out of the question. It was immediately clear that caring for such unusual pets would not be easy. But Nikolai's family was not afraid of anything. And so began this incredible and touching story. At home, Nikolai confirmed that the cubs were indeed very hungry. He fed and gave them water. Surprisingly, the cubs immediately recognized their savior. They clung to the man and didn't want to leave him. But they also needed maternal care, which a human couldn't provide. Fortunately, Mirka the cat was not afraid of the unexpected parental responsibilities. It also helped that she had recently given birth. Nikolai gave the cubs to Mirka, hoping she would accept them. And indeed, she didn't reject the cubs but treated them very calmly. At first, she was a little wary, but she soon realized they posed no threat. Mirka even became interested in the cubs, who were both similar to and different from her and her own kittens. The cat became an excellent mother to the foster cubs. She taught them everything: how to walk, play, and take care of themselves. She protected them from bullies and dangers, even though they were capable of defending themselves. Surprisingly, a very warm relationship developed between the ordinary cat and the tiger cubs. Nikolai had never seen anything like it. It felt as if these animals had always been part of the same family. Even as they grew, the cubs continued to treat Mirka as their mother. According to Nikolai, this story taught him more about true love. The cubs became a model of warmth and affection for him. The whole family adored the tiger cubs. Nikolai's wife and child devoted themselves entirely to caring for the animals. Every day brought something new and interesting. Unfortunately, over time, the cubs grew too large. Keeping them at home became inconvenient and unsafe. Of course, Nikolai's family didn't want to part with their charges, but there was no other way out. After much discussion, it was decided to take the tigers to a zoo. Some might think it would have been better to release them into the wild, but since they had grown up in a domestic environment, they wouldn't have been able to adapt to the wild. In the zoo, they would have good conditions close to their natural habitat. Clearly, they would be better off there than in the cramped space of a home. Saying goodbye to the tigers was sad. But this decision was the best in the given situation. Surprisingly, Mirka also couldn't calmly let her babies go. She stopped eating after their disappearance, refused to play, and seemed to fall into depression. Clearly, she missed the cubs. Over time, the atmosphere in Nikolai's house changed. If before the tigers disrupted the peace and were always playing around, now it was quiet and calm. But this calmness felt empty and sad. The whole family missed their pets, even though they understood that keeping them longer wouldn't have been possible. A few years later, Nikolai decided he wanted to visit his former charges at the zoo. Despite the time that had passed, he still missed them, as did his wife and child. He tried to think about them less, but the emptiness in his heart wouldn't let him forget. It felt like something was missing in the house, like something wasn't right. It took some time to organize the trip. Nikolai definitely wanted to take not only his wife and child but also Mirka. Fortunately, the formalities were settled relatively quickly. But the excitement was still very strong. What if the whole idea turned out to be a failure? Upon arriving at the zoo, Nikolai wondered, would the cubs recognize him? How much had they grown over the years? They had probably changed a lot, becoming huge, powerful cats. They had likely also picked up some wild habits from their relatives in the zoo. They couldn't have stayed the same. Nikolai went to the part of the zoo where the tigers lived. There he saw his former charges and immediately recognized them. They had indeed grown a lot, but their eyes were still the same, affectionate and playful. The man picked up Mirka so she could see her foster children. The moment was truly touching. When the cat saw the cubs, she became agitated and started meowing, trying to get into the enclosure. She couldn't take her eyes off them, as if trying to tell them she had returned. Surprisingly, the tigers also recognized Mirka. They began joyfully jumping and growling. Clearly, maternal love is not forgotten, even after years. It remains, regardless of distance, time, or species differences. According to Nikolai, this moment moved him to tears. Of course, he couldn't let Mirka play with her foster children, but he was glad they could see each other. The animals' reaction showed that they recognized each other. And their former owner also remained in their memory.